the Lakers credit. Anthony Davis goes down and kind of sucks the air out of the building. The Lakers are saying, oh no, we're back to here again. And again, LeBron James has put this team on the back. Look, 33 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. And again, timeless scoring, timeless shooting. Russell Westbrook, 14, 7, and 6. He's playing steady right now. So look, the Lakers are going to have to rely on their defense. They're going to have to hope that LeBron can keep playing at this level because we don't know how long AD is going to be out.
Speaking of teams that need the break, this Laker team, certainly one of them as well.
Yeah, they do. They need to get healthy, and they just need to hit the reset button, and they need to look in the mirror and ask themselves, if we're going to get back into this playoff hunt and be viable in this championship conversation, what's the number one thing we're going to have to do? Play defense. All other stuff you could put to the wayside. Unless they start playing defense, the Lakers, look, this will be a great win, a great moral victory for them. But at the end of the day, if they don't build on this coming out of the break, it means nothing.
Because any conversation we have regarding expectations are always relative to the team as to whether or not they're meant to contend. And the Lakers, with LeBron James, are going to be expected to contend.
You have 3 top 75 players that are playing. Not counting the 2 that's sitting, the one other one sitting on the bench, and the one that should be.
I was about to say, or the one that was perhaps snubbed.
I can't even believe that. Snub is not even the word for it. Dwight Howard not being on that team is ludicrous because when you look at his accomplishments and his resume compared to some of the other people other than scoring, never won anything, no accolades, no individual awards, no defense or offense, player of the year, comeback player of the year, it's just mind-blowing to me. And that's why it's just nitpicking for some of the people who got a chance to vote. I know he's had a long career and he's had a few years of disappointment, but when you look at his resume and look at what he did in Orlando especially, I mean, we can go on all night talking about that.
Are you surprised that there was no move made this time last week for the Lakers?
No. What was going to be the move? I mean, why was anybody trade for the money? This is the thing that the players have to understand. When you sign these supermax deals, it's almost making you untradeable. James Harden, and that deal was able to happen because you had 2 superstars on big deals that both wanted to change their situation. That rarely happens. And so going forward, you look at a guy like Russell Westbrook, how do you squeeze $45 million into your cap? It's just difficult to do. So I'm not surprised, and I kept wondering, what are the Lakers going to do? The biggest problem with the Lakers, Christian, they haven't developed their roster. They don't have a G League team. Look at Portland. Look at Toronto. Look at Milwaukee. Look at Miami. Look at all these teams when they had guys miss games because of COVID and injuries. They went down to the G League affiliation, was able to bring some of those guys up and still win basketball games. Look what Brooklyn's done. The Lakers haven't been able to do that. They've had to trot out the same lineup night in and night out because as an organization, they have not done a good job of developing their young players in the G League.
So then what do? Because lowering expectations is
that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Well, they're either going to have to fight their way out of this or they're going to either be in the play-in tournament or out the playoffs. They've done it before since LeBron's been there. People forget this Laker team, if they don't, for LeBron hates the play-in tournament, but this play-in tournament may be a godsend again because he's right now playing the best basketball in 12 years offensively, and he's still in the play-in tournament right now.
How do you coach a team that just in the last couple of games have lost such close games, a team that is expected to contend at the very least in the Western Conference, but can't seem to close down the stretch in the final moments?
The defense. They got to go in the room. Frank Vogel is a defensive-minded coach. When the Lakers won the championship in the bubble, they had the best defense. They got to get back to playing defense. They understand we're getting close to playoff time after the All-Star break. Teams are not going to be hanging 135, 140 points. The game's they're going to be more serious. The games are going to slow down. People are going to be more deliberate. The scouting, the guys who are doing the scouts are going to be crossing the T's and dotting the I's because it's come about playoff time. It's going to be some unhappy people. Think about this. More teams are going to make the playoffs than not. Do you want to be one of those teams that not making it? One of those 10 teams? No. So It's got to be full pedal to the metal. Everybody's got to be ready to play, and there can't be no mistakes because the Lakers right now have no margin for error.
And we do now have a final score as the Lakers come back to win it 106-101.
Best win of the year for the Lakers.
You think so?
Without a doubt. Anthony Davis goes down, the air in the building gets sucked out, LeBron James puts his team on the back, and Utah's been playing well.
That they have. They were looking for a 7th straight, and that win streak now snapped. All right, we're going to take a quick break, but we've got more highlights on the other side. Speaking of scoring, and putting on a show, right?
Go to Jokic. He kicks it back out, and Monte Morris hits a 3 to win the game.
That's who Jokic is as a player. Unselfish. The defense is going to sell out to him. The defense just collapses, and he kicks it back out. A pretty good look.
It wasn't Bryn Forbes, but it was Denver going for the 3 and the walk-off.
Monte Morris.
And the game is over.
They reviewed it to make sure it was before the clock. It was. That it was a 3. It was. And the Denver Nuggets had trailed for essentially 47 minutes in the game, win in a walk-off as the Joker makes the right play and Morris hits the 3.
That's a tough one because if you're Steph there, you got to think Jokic is going to shoot it. So he committed to Jokic, came off of Monte Morris, and it's celebration for the Nuggets.
Welcome to the Western Conference.
Tough.
Where if you don't have all your guys, there are no off nights. The Warriors, they go to the break now, losing 4 of 5. Denver has won 5 of 6. Warrior assistant coach Milosevic reunited with Jokic. The Nuggets have beaten the Warriors twice this year. 117-116. Warrior postgame live is right now.
117-116, the final score is the Nuggets win it on a Morris 3 at the buzzer. And Coach, what you said right before that play, what's so stunning about the Joker is he can do it all, and he made the pass.
And I told you, they was going to go to him, a 2-point game. And if you're Golden State, look, make the Joker score with Kevin Looney. He probably will, but then you go to overtime. But I can't believe Steph Curry got caught in the paint watching the play. Harris stepped out to the 3-point line. Look at Steph right there. He's supposed to be going out right now. He got caught looking. The Joker, like always, made a headed play, kicked it out to Harris, who was shot ready and knocked it down. And that is just a mistake, and Steph knows it. How did I make a mistake like that? If a rookie would have made that mistake, they'd be all over. But what do you say when it's a former 2-time MVP,
right,
3-time champion makes that type of mistake?
Because it's tempting to collapse on the reigning MVP.
But you have to remind yourself, and the coaches in the huddle guys say, look, if he scores a 2, we go to overtime. Don't help. They're going to throw it in the Joker. Kevin, do the best you can. Make him score over you. Box out. But whatever you do, don't leave anyone and go help. Steph Curry made a cardinal sin, and the Joker, on time, on target pass.
The Warriors now losers of 4 of 5, but still sitting
They need the break.
Okay, I was going to ask how important is this coming week for this team?
They need it. Look, Steph Curry's got to be tired. He's carried this team until Clay's got back, and they still have a lot of work to do because you don't know when Draymond and James Wiseman. I just heard Wiseman been cleared for a little 5-on-5 contact. They need to send him down to G League to get